Combination versus solely agent. Some thoughts on actual pharmaceutical issues. Commonly used graph of dosage versus effect dependency in most drug looks like linear of hyperbole, as see figure 1. In the usual interpretation of the fact is that more drugs more effects on linear dependency, and there are more drugs, the more effective to a certain level of hyperbolic. Let's analyze the more precisely and abstractly. First, we will pay attention to the initial part of the graph, figure 1 and figure 2. Usually, pharmaceuticals determine the first dot on the graph as the dosage where he or she sees at least minimal effects on the drug, and without any doubt connection in with the 0 point of X by linear line. It's right. Imagine that only one molecule of the drug was added to the testing organisms. What happened? Will any effects be seen from one molecule of drug? Definitely no. Because we measure the effect of drugs in the whole organism, one molecule can't produce any effect, no matter how strong this drug may be. Then let's double dosage, 2 molecules. What 2 molecules of drug mean for the effect of whole organism? Nothing. And 4 molecules, and 8, and even 1,000, there would be no effect. So the graph in initial area should be parallel to the horizontal x. See figure 2. At some point, dosage of the drug reached the critical zone where some experimental molecules became the individual sensitivity may produce slightly visible effects with others molecules can't. At that zone, graph will be, for the first time, be slightly up from 0x, figure 2. Feature rise to the dosage will become notable by more and more experimental molecules, and graph will steer up. After that point, the growth of registered effects will raise graph as the result of evaluation of the dosage. But soon after that, some testing models will reach the level where they will be unable to accelerate further the effect in response of higher dosage, and the rise of the graph will be less and less. Figure 3. Finally, when dosage will reach the level where any additional effects can be obtained by the addition of the drug, the graph will reach plateau. Excuse me, please, von homeopathy. In most cases, huge overdosage of any agent will act even against the effect. See figure 4 in line B. The poisoning, the above explanation of, is also true, although after 100% effect, there is no sense to further testing because 100% effect is poison means death. So we see that dosage effect dependency actually has the shape of the sigmoid curve rather than linear. Linear in hyperbolic. Why is that abstract reasoning relevant? The whole history of pharmaceutical is the dispute between application of pure solely active substances and the combination of cooperative agents. Since ancient time, Herodotus, doctors have used mixture of different remedies to treat their patients. Sometimes it was rather weird ingredients like urine of virgin girls, blood of bats, etc. Then such funny things were replaced by a mixture of natural remedies with more or less proven positive effects. About a century ago, scientifically, the advanced pharmaceuticals turned their opinion in behavior of artificially synthesized analogs of active components of natural prototypes. Of course, they saw positive effects of such drugs and negative ones, as they attribute those side effects to non-perfect purification of such drug. English, the father of contemporary pharmacology, dreamed about magical bullet, a perfect drug which will find in organism its own and only target they will get in it without ruining something else. Chemical laboratories entered the race for maximum purity of their pharmaceutical products. The pharmaceuticals became somewhat better and better, but to avoid side effects completely nobody was able to do. It was almost the end of the century of 20th century when genius scientist Alexander Mikhailovich Ugolev found an explanation of such a paradox. He showed that the same and very similar targets of any chemical agents are present in almost any tissue cells. On molecular mechanical level, intestinal cell and the cell in brain are not much different. So even an ideal drug will touch on not only a chosen target in the organism, but many others, and this will be the main reason out besides of purity for side effects appearance. With such theoretical explanation of without it, many pharmaceutical companies now presented to the market their medicine in form of combination of several active ingredients. Some of these ingredients enhance their main action of the combined pharmaceuticals, with some reduce unwanted effects. Let's see benefits of each approach. Pure individual active ingredient. Easy and more precisely calculation of the dosage. A principle and possibility of technological execution. Comparative simplicity of approval. Comparative simplicity of control of its body level. In contrast, these benefits of pure ingredient medicine can be considered as minuses in the mixture of active ingredients. Mixture of active ingredients. Almost amount of each active ingredient can be reduced without losing the effectiveness. Reduce amount of active ingredients pushed far away a toxic level and reduce risk of poisoning. Possibility of fixed mimic unwanted effects of the main necessary ingredient of drug. A chance to reach multiple goals of treatment. For some rather technical agents, it is the only way to introduce them into organisms when it's needed anyway. If toxically inherited in any agent, that less dosage is definitely better, but on the other side it still needs an effect, which means that couple synergetic agents better than one of them in a higher dosage. On the one more important note, impurity of chemically synthesized agents usually is a result of presence of their artificial byproducts of technology, while in natural remedies, impurity mostly occurs due to the presence of metabolites of the active ingredients, which have quite similar action. Unfortunately and thankfully, there is no need to refuse any of these two approaches to treat our pets. Compromise, as always, is better. I think that in accurate situation it is better to follow recommendations to give patients a bill with a limited number of active ingredients. In such case, medicine based on purified ingredients is prevailed, while in chronic conditions, as well as for the prevention of the problem, when no immediate result is necessary, but long-term benefits of softer approach is must. When more active would be multiple herb supplements, which contain a natural combination of active agents.